This is VK Advisory Ghana, VK Advisory International. We have a video presentation today for you on Ghana's breath of fresh air in the financial regulatory space for 2026 and beyond. Welcome aboard. So, a little disclaimer, this is no legal, technological, or financial advice. Please conduct due diligence on any information piece herein. Music rights 2021 mix Dasibre Jamina on YouTube.com. Please note, all copyrighted and trademark items, including the background music, are the sole property of their respective licenses. And we have for you an audio sample. We would put that in the show notes, okay, in the URL in your chat. A little advertorial. PDA is Poole-Dankwah and Associates, and we have an Africa Corporate Initiative, the PDA'S, from VK Advice International, VK Advice Ghana. Our flagship program on corporate responsibility in Ghana and the rest of Africa, okay, focuses primarily on corporate social responsibility, efficient corporate fiscal and digital responsiveness, among other things. Okay, now with that out of the way, we begin today's presentation focusing on Ghana's new digital securities or virtual assets paradigm. Now, there is a chamber that's been inaugurated, and this chamber applauded the governor of the Bank of Ghana as well as the virtual asset service providers policy and technical teams, okay, alongside the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission in Ghana and dedicated professionals for their discipline, foresight, and unwavering commitment to the national interest as regards virtual assets. And there is a VASP, Virtual Asset Service Providers Act, which is now law, and it signals the following. One, to innovators that Ghana is open for business in the digital financial security space. Signals to investors that Ghana is safe. It signals to citizens that Ghana is protected. And the source for this information is ghanaweb.com. Now, backtracking a little bit onto other areas in the precious metals arena, we see that according to this source, also from ghanaweb.com, there's a surge in the prices of gold and silver, and it was driven by expectations that the United States Federal Reserve may cut interest rates, as well as rising global tensions, because gold and silver are hedges against the financial system, the traditional financial system. Now, gold prices rose by 0.8% to trade at 4,516.5 per ounce, okay, by 9:33 GMT. Okay, and that price is in US dollars after earlier hitting a new record of 4,530.6 USD. Again, UBS analyst Giovanni Stalnovo says that the prospect of lower US interest rates is still supporting the demand for gold and silver, lifting both metals to new record highs. And gold is on track for a $50 weekly gain as prices hold at 4,330 or $40 per troy ounce. So 4,340 US dollars per troy ounce. Okay, and the source for the information again is in your charts. Now, zeroing in on gold alone, he added that low liquidity is amplifying the volatility across all precious metals. Gold is now heading for its strongest annual performance since 1979, and it is being supported by expectations of easier US monetary policy. And not only US, also Ghana is tacking on that same route. Strong buying by central banks, increased investments through gold-backed funds, and a gradual shift away from the US dollar. Okay, now market expectations currently point to the US Federal Reserve cutting interest rates twice next year in 2026. This outlook has increased the demand for assets such as gold, which do not earn interest but are considered safe havens during periods of economic uncertainties. In physical markets, gold discounts in India rose to their highest levels in more than 6 months, while discounts in China eased after hitting a 5-year high last week. Now, in the case of Ghana, we have instituted a gold board, and it's a government initiative. Speaking to Joy Business, another senior official said the Bank of Ghana is doing simply what is called an implementation of its domestic gold purchase program through Gold Board as an agent. It is expected that in 2026, the Gold Board in Ghana will take full control of the gold supply chain and sell gold proceeds in US dollars to the BOG, which is the Bank of Ghana, in exchange for cedis for subsequent gold purchases. Source GhanaWeb.com. Speaking on TV3's The Key Points program on Saturday, December 27, 2025, Mr. Sami Jemfi said reforms currently under discussion will enable the Gold Board to move beyond its inherited role as an agent of the BOG, which is the Bank of Ghana, and operate fully in line with the vision outlined in the Ghana Gold Board Act, which is law. From 2026, Gold Board will take off fully, he said, explaining that the current structure under which the Gold Board operates, purchases, assets, and exports gold on behalf of the Bank of Ghana was a transitional arrangement inherited from the defunct Precious Minerals Marketing Company Limited (PMMC). The Gold Board concept, as envisioned under the Act, Mr. Sami Jemfi continues, has not fully taken off yet. He added, noting that 2025 has largely been dedicated to building the institutional, regulatory, and operational foundations required for independent operations. According to the CEO, the planned 2026 transition will address long-standing structural and accounting challenges surrounding the Gold for Reserve program, particularly concerns raised by the International Monetary Fund regarding how associated costs are reflected in the books of the Bank of Ghana. He emphasized again that the Gold Board's mandate is strategic rather than purely commercial, focusing on foreign exchange generation and national economic stability rather than profit maximization. Mr. Jemfi noted that this policy orientation will continue under the full operational model, but with improved institutional clarity and financial reporting. Mr. Jemfi added that Gold Board's financial position remains sound, with the institution recording surpluses since its establishment and publishing quarterly financial statements in accordance with law. External audits expected in early 2026 will further validate the board's financial performance ahead of the fully operational rollout. For more information, please contact us via these means in your charts. And in our next episode, we will consider how Ghana and the rest of Africa could leverage on the concept of legal insurance schemes to leapfrog development.